Hello survivors and welcome to another Silly Saturday. In today's video we are going to be playing a teleporting Death Knight. If you have ever played Path of Exile and you know of Flicker Strike as a build, this is going to be the Flicker Strike of Soulstone survivors. So
I flickered. Why am I flickering?
the skill we're actually going to be using is called Shadow Step. We get it from Skill Mastery Shadow. It's an assassin only skill, so you do have to have the assassin at level 70, I believe it is, to have the skill unlocked. There it is over there. I think that's actually 50. Anyway, what it does is it makes us teleport through a portal to another area. The damage is dealt on the exit. You can teleport at any time and you deal damage and become immune temporarily after going through the teleporter. So that's how it works. It's a really fun little skill. It does become like Flicker Strike, so a little warning on your eyes. It can be quite straining, so just take that as is. Anyway, we got Unconventional Start, Multicast Mastery, Singular Focus, and Decapitator, and we removed Soul Harvest so we don't get the Ice or the Poison passives either from our Ascension. But anyway, without further ado, let's get straight into the video. We're starting in the middle of a run, or at least 2 minutes in, and that is because I wanted to show you guys what it looks like when all of the shadow steps are at different timings, because you can't, or at least I haven't found any cast frequencies for any single one, and that means that all of them are going to have the exact same cooldown. And what happens is with that, as soon as you go into an overlord mode or something like that, it's going to cause all of them to actually pile onto one another. And then instead of having all of these shadow steps all over the place, it's going to make it that they're all in a single place and you don't get this really cool jumping Flicker Strike effect that we were going for. So hence why we had to go and start the video in a completely random section of our first cycle. We will do the I think we'll continue with this, and you know, that will just be it. Not really going to overlord. I did do this with our ascension on previously, and when you do the overlord cycle you land up in the center of the map quite a lot, and I turned off our ascension. We're not going to use it because we don't really want to. We don't need it. We're looking only for the doom damage. As you can see, we do get damage for the actual skill, but that's not what we're looking for. We would love to have cast frequency, but again, because of not having it cast frequency as an actual upgrade for the skill, we can't run that. We are going to run a lot of, oh, that's a very nice one to get, but we are going to run a lot of area of effect as well, so that when we walk through the portals, the sparks that you see coming out of them will hit everything around them, and that is affected by area of effect and multicast chance. So having more of both of them is going to make us deal more damage in the end of the run, or you know, during the run, and allow us to kill things a lot faster. Now, while we're doing this, I just wanted to kill the bosses so we can speak about it, but let's show you something. So see, you can see this one goes to here. As you can see, I didn't teleport there. There seems to be a bug. It's not really character related, it's the skill. So, you know, devs, if you're watching this, please, we need to fix it. I will mention it to the developers. Put a bug report there that we don't always teleport, which, you know, visually kind of sucks, because that's why I'm actually doing this. I wanted the Death Knight to be jumping all over the place, but I did test it with the assassin, and not every portal teleports you. However, the way that the skill works is the damage comes from the location you should have ended at. So if I run through this portal, it's connected to over here. Even though I don't necessarily move and you see a spark appear around us, only the spark at the location where we were supposed to land is where the damage gets done. We don't deal damage if we stand still. So I hope that makes sense to everyone. It's the location you should have ended up at that deals the damage, not the location where you started at. But lots of juicy, you know, little teleporters over there for us, so that's pretty cool. Over here we're just going to focus on doom, some damage, just grab defenses if there's nothing better to go for. We do have no, we don't actually have reroll mastery or anything like that, because we did need to take the doom mastery, the shadow mastery and shadow inclination, so that we could get to the skill as quickly as possible. If you struggle to find the skill, you can use 1 or 2 banishes, getting rid of some of the shadow skills that the character has, but he does only have 6 or 7 of them, so you should be able to get it relatively quickly. And because Shadow Step also has the 1 second duration on immunity, you can see it says we're immune. So as long as we are standing in these Shadow Steps, we will not be taking damage. However, it does look like it's only direct damage. The damage on the floor, those poison puddles and things are still dealing damage to us. So that's not really cool. But this is still a really interesting build. It can do Overlord Cycle 1 at least. You know, for Silly Saturday, I think that's pretty impressive. Sometimes I've done some weird things where it doesn't do that stuff. But if we could get the teleporting correct, or that damage is dealt from both of them, that would make it a whole lot stronger. Because right now, dealing the damage only on the teleporter that you land at does make it very lackluster, in a sense that, you know, you can never really control where your damage is going to be or come from. So it's very difficult, especially when there's a lot of them like this. I'm like, I don't even know which teleporter to take to deal the most damage to the boss. I'm like, surely there's ones around him that are going to deal the damage, but there aren't. Okay, multicast is also very good. I hope your eyes are okay. Mine, you know, this isn't my first attempt at this, so my eyes are straining a little bit over now. It is quite difficult on the eyes. I don't know how you guys play Flicker Strike in Path of Exile. I know 1 or 2 of you love this skill. I'm not going to mention names because Dugbo might get upset.
Hey, I made a funny.
Better we do it this way, just because then you can actually see the disgustingness of the skill. Like I mentioned, as soon as you go into the Overlord cycle, because they all got the same cast frequency. When you go through to Overlord, they all start at the same time and end at the same time, and therefore you're not going to have that beautiful teleporting all over the place. You're just going to have 6 Shadow Steps in a single place, and you have to get a really low cooldown to then get the same effect. And the multicast is only on the actual damage, so the sparks that it spawns. You don't multicast the Shadow Steps themselves. Only the damage that it deals gets multicasted, if that makes sense. So you're not going to spawn multiple teleporters because of multicast. Alright, as long as we are close to the bosses, or at least the exits to the Shadow Steps are near them, then the damage will be really good. Otherwise, the damage isn't going to do anything until we get to that point. Oh, get me through something so I can dodge damage. Good, good. And I just thought it was fitting for the Death Knight because he doesn't have a dash. So, you know, what better defense than immunity while we jump all over the place. Fantastic. Grab more of the expansive. I think going for Divine Legacy might be really good here as well, because then we get that damage, we get the multicast and the area of effect. Again, area of effect, as soon as we get it to a certain time, or I mean a certain size, it's going to make the skill feel that much better. So the multicast and the damage are also fantastic, but area of effect is really going to help you just because of the way that the damage of the skill actually works. So unless that gets hot fixed, or, you know, fixed in a way that the damage gets dealt at spawn point and we'll call it enter and exit points. So if the damage gets dealt at the entry and the exit, even if the damage was half, that would be better. But right now it's only on the exit point of the skill and not entry. Even if we don't teleport, it still lands up at the exit point of the Shadow Step, not the entry point, regardless of whether we actually teleport or not. It is doom damage, so it's fine. If it was something like poison, we could have gone for elemental flow or Death's Touch to add even more poison. There's a whole bunch of more. I would like to see more runes that kind of interact with doom, because a lot of them interact with the burn that we've got for bleed, we've got for poison, but there aren't any runes that kind of interact with the doom mechanic, which is kind of sad. Why does everything else get a rune for it but not doom? Alright, the boss is nearly dead. Again, if we could actually, you know, focus on it, it would be a lot easier. But there you go. It was a bit of a long one. RNG does change, you know, whether or not it's going to be good. We could have used more re-rolls to make it a little bit stronger, but it is what it is. So that was the video. Hope you guys enjoyed it. I'm not going to go into the Overlord cycle just because we already spent quite a lot of time over here. So there it goes. I hope you enjoyed the video. Please remember to like, comment, and subscribe for more City Saturday videos like this in the future. And always remember, keep safe, survivors. Until next time, cheers.